thanks again. Welcome to the full version of my talk. Well, anyway, the purpose of this work is to program support BLIS and TBLIS to the Apple Matrix coprocessor installed in M1, or maybe also A14, maybe the common A15 as well. So firstly, what is the Apple Matrix coprocessor? As I said before, it's an unofficial name of the hidden matrix coprocessor in the novel M1 chip, and it's confirmed also in the A14 back to A13 chip. It is an outer product of 512-bit vectors x and y, which is formulated like this: z equals to z plus x1 transpose. For example, for a single precision, 512-bit divided by 32 bits yields 16 elements. So the AMX does a 256 element throughput per clock cycle. And for double precision is 64 elements per clock cycle. Sorry. And the outer product might yield that, unlike CPU case, when the throughput is 4 to 2 to 1, the AMX has a throughput of 16 to 4 to 1. This is quite similar to the NVIDIA's Tensor core. The instruction design of AMX is, as said, also in the 3-minute version. We can have a free offset in bytes for X and for Y, but usually it's not used in the GEM kernel design. But anyway, this is providing us with more flexibility. Maybe it's useful in convolutional computation. And it also has less flexibility in the sense that X and Y should be stored separately in two registers. And in two register files. And it's also lacking the flexibility to do gather load and scatter stores. But maybe this is only due to that these instructions are not discovered yet by the reverse engineering. But anyway, it's not available yet. So as you can see, this flexibility of the free offset is not used for BLIS design. And we always pick our register files or pick our vectors to be aligned into 512 bits. So assembly instruction without an assembler is the main challenge or the main problem of our work, but it's not so difficult because we can because the AMX takes the parameters from the bit fields of the general purpose register, and the compiler, of course, does not control the state space of the AMX, so we can easily mix the instruction as a machine code. And this machine code is something just like AMX FMA and take the parameters from the general purpose register X0. And as I said before, the CPU part does not affect the AMX part. So we can directly encode a single instruction alongside the C code, and it will not affect each other. So, but of course, we have also GEM subkernels used to compute the skinny matrices. We want to also take advantage of such a kernel. So we have implemented partial packing control because, as I said before, the AMX does not support gather load and scatter store, but GEM sub does require such a thing. So to eliminate such a requirement, we have to ensure that the vectors A and B are packed into a column times row fashion, so that we can simply do a contiguous load and store. This requires doing the packing setup in the GEM caller side. You can see that when the both A and B is row measure, we set A to be packed into columns. So in this case, we have packed A times unpacked B stored in rows. So the result of this work is shown in this picture. Just please note that the OpenBLIS is only using 4 threads because using all 8 cores in OpenBLIS is yielding worse performance. And of course, as the AMX is of course designed to outperform the CPU part of the floating point processor, we are yielding a higher performance in the CPU, of course, but we can see that just with the advantage of BLIS design, we can get a higher performance than the official accelerate framework by Apple at large matrix sizes, especially for the double precision case. Now these kernels are installed in both into BLIS with my own under my own repository, and the TBLIS under my own developing branch. Just please note that the TBLIS does not contain the supplementary gem kernel for small sizes. This is the just the command line to install BLIS into your machine. And there is also a command line for TBLIS to install to your machine. We enable the reference as well as Apple matrix extension configurations in the sense that there are tiny chances that AMX is not available. And we have pre-built binary available from this address. With those pre-built binary, we can do integration of this works into other packages. Because we have MIDI-Forge by ConductForge already supporting Apple M1 chip, I've created the channel to distribute the NumPy link to AMX BLIS. So it can be installed with this one-liner. And the Julia's latest beta has also Apple M1 support. So I've created a wrapper for TBLIS that can be incorporated to the AMX binary. And there is a roadmap because we do not have a, as the AMX does an outer product. So so I'm wondering if you have any idea on how to do the row times columns inner product shape gem. My current plan is to use a normal ARch64 gem subkernel for this inner product-like case because at least I think this should be faster than directly using the bulk kernel. I mean, that's just this case. Just for this case, I'm using the CPU part of the M1 chip. And another roadmap is the NumPy has some upstream problem on compiling with Apple ARM. And the third one is Julia. Julia has a BLIS trampoline on its roadmap, which allows redirecting all BLIS cores to certain BLIS vendor the user picks. I want to wait until this becomes available and port the whole BLIS library to Julia. And thank you for your attention. This is the end of my long version video.